Admiral San of the Galactic Dominion stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Inevitable Victory Asterisk, gazing at the holographic display of a small blue planet designated Sol 3 by their stellar cartographers. The inhabitants called it Earth. The Admiral's facial tentacles twitched with anticipation. This would be conquest number 412 for his illustrious career. What do we know about these humans? He asked his intelligence officer. Lieutenant Mira consulted her data tablet. Primitive technology by our standards, sir. They've barely left their own solar system. No unified planetary government. Multiple languages and factions. They spend most of their resources fighting among themselves. Perfect. Admiral San's mouthparts clicked in what passed for a smile in his species. Send the standard ultimatum. Give them 24 hours to surrender before we begin orbital bombardment. Sir, Mira hesitated. The cultural assessment team did flag one unusual note about these humans, and that is, they have a peculiar behavioral pattern. Our linguist translated it as around and find out. It seems to be a warning. The Admiral's secondary eyes blinked dismissively. Lieutenant, we have conquered over 400 civilizations. I think we can handle whatever primitive resistance these humans might offer. In the United Nations Emergency Security Council meeting, General Tom Baker of the United States slammed his fist on the table. We've all seen the alien transmission. They're giving us 24 hours to surrender Earth. I say we show these tentacle-faced bastards exactly what humanity does when threatened. Russian General Petrov nodded grimly. For once, we agree. My government has already authorized full military cooperation. The Chinese representative, General Lai, stood. China also stands with humanity. We have already begun deploying our anti-satellite weapons. The UN Secretary General looked around the room at the representatives of Earth's nations, all nodding in agreement. That it's settled. For the first time in human history, we stand as one planet. Operation Pushback is authorized. Admiral San was enjoying his pre-victory meal when Lieutenant Mira rushed into his quarters. Sir, we have a situation. The humans are. They're fighting back. An nearly choked on his nutrient paste. Fighting back? With what? Their primitive rockets. No, sir. It appears they had hidden technological capabilities. They've deployed some kind of coordinated electromagnetic pulse attack. 3 of our scout ships have gone dark. Impossible? San stood, his feeding tubes still dripping. They shouldn't have that technology. There's more, sir. Our communications array has been compromised. Someone or something is flooding our systems with data. What kind of data? It appears to be millions of images of cats and something called memes. Our translators are struggling, but many seem to reference this around and find out concept. Dr. Jane Miller hadn't slept in 48 hours. As head of Earth's hastily assembled Alien Defense Technology Group, she coordinated teams of scientists and hackers from around the globe. The quantum entanglement disruptors are working, she told the assembled military leaders via video conference. Their ships can't communicate with each other. Now for Phase 2. On screens around the world, military commanders watched as thousands of previously hidden satellites activated, revealing Earth's secret orbital defense network, a collaboration between nations that had been building in secret for decades, preparing for just such an eventuality. All these years of Cold Wars and arms races, General Baker said with a grim smile. Turns out we were actually getting ready for the real enemy. The nanite swarms are deployed, Dr. Miller reported. They're attaching to the alien hull and beginning to dismantle their weapon systems. On the Inevitable Victory chaos reigned. Admiral San stumbled as another explosion rocked the ship. How is this happening? He screamed at his tactical officer. They're supposed to be primitive. Sir, we've intercepted their communications. It seems Earth has been aware of extraterrestrial life for decades. They've been reverse engineering crashed scout ships, developing countermeasures, and building alliances with other species we've conquered. Other species? Which ones? The Arcturians, sir, and the Centauri Coalition, and several others. Another explosion, larger this time. The bridge lights flickered. Admiral, Lieutenant Mira said quietly, I've completed analysis of their cultural database. This asterisk around find out concept. It's a warning. It means that if you provoke them, they will respond with disproportionate force. Then why didn't they warn us more clearly? Thon demanded. They did, sir. They've been broadcasting a message to space for over a century. We come in peace. It was an invitation for peaceful contact and a warning of what would happen if peace wasn't chosen. 3 days later, the remnants of the Galactic Dominion invasion fleet limped back to their home system. Admiral Xan, once the pride of the Dominion military, now faced the Supreme Council in disgrace. You lost 90% of our invasion force, the High Commander bellowed. To primitives? They weren't primitives, Xan said quietly. They were something else entirely. They had been watching us, studying us. All those centuries we thought we were the hunters. We were being hunted. What are you saying, Admiral? I'm saying humanity has made contact with every species we've conquered. They've formed a coalition, and they're coming. As if on cue, communication systems throughout the Dominion capital flashed with an incoming transmission. On every screen appeared a simple message in the Dominion language, alongside the image of a human smiling. We tried to warn you. You chose to asterisk around. Doubt you get to find out. News of the Dominion's defeat spread quickly across the galaxy. One by one, subjugated species rose up against their conquerors, emboldened by Earth's example. The age of the Galactic Dominion was ending, and a new era of cooperation was beginning, with humanity, the unlikely defender, at its center. On Earth, Dr. Miller stood at the window of the new Galactic Embassy, watching as ships from a dozen formerly conquered worlds arrived for the first meeting of the Mutual Defense Coalition. You know, General Baker said, joining her at the window, for a species that spent most of its history fighting itself, we're not half bad at making friends. Dr. Miller smiled. That's humanity's real superpower, not our weapons or our technology. It's our ability to turn enemies into allies. And to make sure everyone knows, Baker added with a chuckle, don't asterisk with Earth.